the monster's unlikely friendship. In the heart of the dense, fog-covered forest, villagers whispered about a fearsome creature that lived deep within the woods. Its roars echoed through the trees at night, and its hulking shadow was sometimes seen crossing the moonlit clearings. No one dared venture too far into its domain, and over time, the creature became known simply as the monster. But one fateful day, a young girl named Maya, adventurous and curious, wandered too far while gathering wild berries. Her woven basket swung gently by her side as she picked the sweetest fruit, unaware that the deeper she went, the closer she got to the forbidden part of the forest. As Maya plucked berries from a high branch, she felt something cold and rough brush against her ankle. She gasped, looking down to see the massive body of a python slithering towards her. The serpent's scales shimmered in the dim light, its eyes fixated on her with a chilling hunger. Before Maya could react, the python coiled around her leg, pulling her to the ground. Panic surged through her veins as the snake tightened its grip, wrapping around her waist and arms, slowly constricting her every breath. She screamed, but her voice barely pierced the thick silence of the forest. No one was around to hear her cries for help. The python's cold, unyielding body was crushing her, and she felt her vision blur as darkness crept in. Just when she thought it was over, a thunderous roar tore through the air, shaking the trees and startling the python. Suddenly, from the shadows, the very monster the villagers feared burst forth, its massive frame charging toward the serpent with terrifying speed. The beast's fur bristled, its sharp claws gleaming in the faint light. With one powerful swipe, it struck the python, forcing it to release its grip on Maya. The snake hissed in fury, but the monster was relentless, standing between the girl and the deadly predator. The python reared back, attempting to strike the monster, but it was no match for the creature's strength. In a tense, heart-pounding battle, the monster grabbed the python with its claws, wrestled with the serpent's writhing body, and with a final mighty throw, hurled the python into the underbrush. The snake slithered away, defeated, vanishing into the shadows. Panting, the monster stood tall, its glowing eyes fixed on Maya. She lay on the ground, dazed but alive. The creature began to retreat, its massive form turning back toward the forest as if the encounter had never happened. "Wait!" Maya called out, her voice hoarse but filled with gratitude. The monster paused, its head tilting slightly as it turned to look at her once more. Trembling, Maya slowly stood, taking in the full sight of her savior. It was towering, with matted fur and scarred skin, but there was something in its eyes, something gentle, despite its fearsome appearance. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice shaking but sincere. For a moment, the monster just stared. Then, with a low, soft grunt, it nodded, as if acknowledging her words. Maya took a cautious step closer, her heart pounding not from fear, but from awe. She reached out her hand, unsure if the creature would lash out or flee. But to her surprise, the monster remained still, watching her with curious eyes. Slowly, ever so carefully, the monster extended its clawed hand toward hers, and in a moment of fragile connection, Maya placed her small hand in its massive paw. The touch was brief, but it was enough. They both knew that something had changed. From that day forward, Maya and the monster became unlikely companions. She would visit the forest edge, leaving food and sitting quietly, waiting. The monster, no longer lurking in the shadows, would appear, sitting across from her, sometimes listening as she talked about her day, other times simply watching the sun set through the trees. Maya realized that the creature was not the monster the villagers had feared, but a protector of the forest, an outcast, just like her. Through their silent bond, she learned that sometimes those we fear the most are the ones who need understanding the most. And as the seasons passed, the story of the monster's roar no longer echoed in fear, but in the tale of a brave girl who befriended the forest's greatest guardian. Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Wide Scope for more diverse content. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Also, please suggest ways I can create better quality videos so that I can provide you with even better content in the future.